In the next scene, we are taken to a city. In the city, we see a man running in a building. The man was chased by some security guards. The security guards shot at the man as he ran. Fortunately for the man, the bullets did not touch him. The man continued running without looking back. While the man was running, he came across a dead end. The place he ran to was covered with glass. The man was annoyed to see this. He decided to break through the glass and jump down from the building. The security guards were shocked to see that the man actually jumped from such a high place. A security guard tells the captain that the man will probably die from the jump he made. While the security guard was talking, the captain saw a piece of the man's clothing on the broken glass. The clothing had the man's blood on it. The captain looked down from the tall building. He ordered his men to search for the man's body. He told them that they need to find the man's corpse. The scene shifts, and we see the footprints of the man as he escapes from the area. The scene shifts, and we are shown a beautiful city. This city is known as Balkan City. Among the numerous cars that were entering the city, we see the car which Lennox is driving. Next to Lennox's car is a cool-looking bike driven by a woman. Lennox was surprised to see the city in this new world. He was surprised to see that the city was completely different from World 2.0. When Lennox looked around, he saw some people using their phones. Lennox noticed that their phones had a little bit of mana mixed with it. Everything in the city had a little mana in it. Lennox noticed that he could feel a familiar energy in the streets. Lennox also felt this energy at the factory. Lennox realized that mana has a large contribution to this world's development. While looking around, Lennox began to cough heavily. Lennox realized that he pushed his body too hard when he was trying to escape. Lennox decided to take a viper. Lennox immediately stops himself from touching the viper. He realized that he only had a few vipers left. He decided to only use his vipers during emergencies. Lennox drove past a checkpoint and headed into the city. He decided to first look for a place to stay. In the next scene, we see Lennox at a hotel. When Lennox stepped into his hotel room, he began to breathe heavily. Lennox prayed that no one chased after him after he stepped into the city. Lennox slowly took off his jacket. He was certain that he was safe since he had thrown the car away. Before Lennox could reach the bed, he fell to the floor and lost consciousness. After sleeping for a while, Lennox woke up. When he woke up, he noticed that he was thirsty. He decided to get some water. He walked over to the fridge and got a can of water. When Lennox drank his water, he felt refreshed. Before Lennox could take another sip of water, he felt something in his body. Lennox rushed over to a sink and began to puke. After vomiting for a while, Lennox sat on the floor. While breathing heavily, Lennox felt like his muscles were tearing apart. Lennox looked at his trembling hands and realized that his body is experiencing the side effects of the viper. Although Lennox did not like the stimulant, he knew that he had no choice but to rely on it if he wants to move his body. While thinking of what to do, Lennox became hungry. Lennox was surprised to see that he had not eaten for 12 hours. Lennox got up and got a canned food out of the fridge. When Lennox tasted the food, he was surprised to see how bland it was. While Lennox was eating, his hotel room phone rang. When Lennox answered the phone, the hotel attendant greeted him. She told Lennox that he has to check out in 2 hours. She asked Lennox if he wants to extend his time in the hotel. Lennox told her that he wants to. After calculating Lennox's accommodation fee and the price of the canned food which he ate, the hotel attendant told Lennox that he has to pay 120,000 sel. The attendant told Lennox that he must pay today. Lennox was surprised to hear the price of the canned food. He could not believe that the hotel would charge him such an amount for a bland food. Lennox placed his hand into his pocket and took out all the cash he had. Lennox had 130,000 sels on him. He realized that he will only be left with 10,000 sels once he has paid his hotel fees. Lennox realized that he would not be able to stay in the hotel for another day. He placed his hand into his hair and thought about how he wanted to earn money. While thinking, Lennox noticed that his hair was quite long. Lennox decided to have a bath and clean himself up. Inside the bathroom, we see Lennox cutting his hair. After perfectly trimming his hair, Lennox's appearance completely changed. Lennox was certain that people would no longer be able to recognize him. The scene shifts and we see Lennox on the streets of the city. Lennox was certain that he could not earn money legally. This is because Lennox is an illegal visitor who does not have an identity. Lennox decided to beat up criminals and take their money. He was certain that this action would not implicate him in any way. Lennox decided to look for some criminals in the area. Lennox closed his eyes and gathered mana in his ears. He began to hear what people in the area were saying. The people in the area were talking about different things and random news. Lennox was not interested in any of what they were saying. While calmly listening, Lennox hears someone threaten another person. When Lennox heard this conversation, he was certain that he had found the criminals he was looking for. Lennox got up and looked to his left. He realized that the conversation was coming from the alley. Before Lennox could take another step, he gets a terrible headache. This headache was a side effect of Lennox using manhwa. Lennox was annoyed to see the state of his body. Lennox took a sip of Viper and decided to hunt the criminals. The scene shifts and we see a man get thrown at some trash bags. Two gangsters surrounded the man. A gangster with a mohawk asked the man to tell him what he told him. The man, who was shaking in fear, told the gangster that they were supposed to finish the job easily. Upon hearing this, the gangster began to hit the man with his leg. He asked the man to tell him why their stolen money went missing. The man told the gangster that the money disappeared on his way home. The gangster stops his friend from hitting the man. He told his friend that he has another plan. The gangsters brought out an odd object. With a terrifying smile on his face, he told his friend that they should cut the man apart and sell his body parts. The Mohawk gangster was happy to hear this. He told his friend that the plan is smart. The man began to cry when he saw the object the gangster was holding. He begged the gangsters to spare him. The gangsters asked the man to stop moving. They told him that they do not want to damage the parts they are going to sell. The man used his hand to cover his face and begged the men to stop. The man noticed that the gangsters were not doing anything to him. When the man opened his eyes, he saw the gangsters getting electrocuted. While sipping his Viper, Lennox says that it was easy to knock them out. The man was shocked to see the gangsters on the floor. The man begged Lennox to save him. Lennox bent down and began to search the gangsters' clothes. After searching the two gangsters, Lennox was able to get 700,000 cells. Lennox was happy to see the amount of money he got. He realized that he will be able to get some clothes and drugs with the money. Lennox took out the object which the gangster was holding. The man was shocked to see the object. He asked Lennox to not point it at him. Lennox asked the man to tell him what the object is. The man told Lennox that he is holding a Dykes laser cutter. He told Lennox that the laser has been illegally remodeled as a weapon. Lennox decided to keep the laser cutter. He believed that it will be good to have more self-defense items. When Lennox stood up, the man told Lennox that he will not tell anyone what he saw. With a cold gaze in his eyes, Lennox told the man that he does not trust him. The man told Lennox to ask him for anything he needs. Lennox told the man that he has a question. He told the man that he is new to the city. He asked the man if he knows a place where someone can work without identification. He told the man that he wants a job related to magic. The scene shifts and we see a man standing opposite a bar. This man turns out to be Lennox. Lennox had gotten new clothes. Lennox was surprised to see that the man directed him to a regular bar. Lennox believed that the bar might be a disguise for the bar's real job. Lennox placed his hand on his face. He decided to hide his identity. Lennox used magic on his face and changed it completely. Lennox believed that the face change was important because he could not trust anyone other than himself. When Lennox steps into the bar, he sees an old man who is a bartender. When Lennox sat on the chair, the bartender asked him for his order. Lennox told the man to give him anything light. The man gave Lennox some gin and ice. While staring at his drink, Lennox told the man that he needs a job. He told the man that he needs a job that suits a mage. The old man did not respond to Lennox. He cleaned a glass cup which he was holding. While cleaning the cup, the man taps the cup in a unique way. Immediately the old man did this. A young lady steps inside the bar. She told the man that they are closed for the day. She asked the man to tell her about what happened. The man told her that Lennox is a mage. The lady was surprised to hear this. She told Lennox that he does not look like a mage. The lady decided to give Lennox a chance because mages are rare. She introduced herself as Jenny. She asked Lennox for his name. Lennox told her that his name is Van. Lennox believed that it is better if he does not use his real name. Jenny quickly realized that someone directed Lennox to her office. She asked Lennox to tell her what he can do. She told Lennox that she will not be impressed with him if he only learnt some common magic. She told Lennox that he cannot call himself a mage with only common magic. She told Lennox that he does not need to tell her his inherent magic. She told him that he only needs to tell her that type of magic he uses. Immediately Jenny said this. Lennox raised his hand up and activated his lightning magic. Jenny was surprised to see Lennox's magic. She could not believe that Lennox had such a rare power. She was more surprised to see that Lennox activated his magic without a magic circle or an incantation. Jenny immediately brought out a contract and asked Lennox to work with her. Jenny told Lennox that he won't be able to get a high-paying job because he came so late. Lennox told her that he is fine with any work as long as it does not involve messing with humans. Jenny assured Lennox that they do not have such jobs. She brought out a tablet and showed it to Lennox. She told him that the job is a bounty hunter job. She told Lennox that he will be paid immediately he completes the job. Jenny told Lennox that his target is a man known as Taylor Evans. Taylor is a scavenger who tried to steal security equipment from a company known as Achilles. Lennox asked Jenny if Taylor was unable to steal the security equipment. Jenny told Lennox that a low scavenger like Taylor could never break through Achilles' security. She told Lennox that the other scavengers who joined him on the mission are dead. She told Lennox that Taylor is the only one left. Jenny revealed to Lennox that Achilles has taken their hands off the case. She told Lennox that the scavenger branch which Taylor is affiliated with have abandoned him. Jenny assured Lennox that there is no problem with the case. The scene shifts and we see Lennox walking in the streets. While walking, Lennox remembers what Jenny told him. Jenny told Lennox that the reward for the mission is 3 million cells. She told Lennox that the amount is not bad for someone as small as Taylor. According to the tablet, Taylor has left behind a blood sample. Lennox asked Jenny if she can give it to him. Jenny told Lennox that she can. She told Lennox that the blood sample is useless. She told Lennox that he should not try to hire a blood mage for the case. She told Lennox that blood mages usually charge 5 million cells per case. The scene shifts and we see Lennox bring out the cloth that had Taylor's blood on it. Lennox placed the cloth on the floor. Lennox had no use for a blood mage because he could use some common magic to solve his problem. The common magic Lennox knows are the magic he used in World 2.0. When Lennox was free, he made a list of magic which he could remember. Lennox realized that the best spell he can use now is a hunter-class spell. Lennox's eyes began to glow and he activated a spell called Blood Chase. Immediately Lennox activated the spell. A blood-red energy came out of his hand and went into the cloth. The cloth began to release a large amount of red smoke. The smoke turned into a blood-red snake. The snake went into an abandoned railroad and began to search for Taylor. After searching for a while, the snake found Taylor. When the snake got behind Taylor, it turned back to smoke. Taylor turned around to check what happened. Before Taylor could get up, Lennox appears in front of him with a smile on his face. Guys, we have come to the end of our video. If you guys want part 3 of this video, let me know in the comments section. Don't forget to like and smash that subscribe button for more recaps. See you guys later.